Good morning, TNT. You are looking on to Tea with Lisa and friends. At my right are
Yolandra.
Christy.
So, ladies, how are you?
I am really good. Happy belated Mother's Day. Yesterday was Mother's Day.
Oh yeah, girl, I say every day is Mother's Day.
Yes,
Happy
and
belated
lovely
Mother's
day.
Day, ladies and gents as well.
It's
That
the
is
one day I
mom.
get to sleep and then I get pancakes in my bed and I get to the children really go out.
I think that's
Well, I didn't get anything because all over clothes.
That was saying come to my bed.
You know,
I'm sleeping in the shower.
I didn't have that comfort, Chrissy. So I enjoy it.
yes,
Mother's Day.
I did. I got breakfast in bed. But the next part
Stop rubbing it.
I had to
Stop
cook
it.
for lunch though.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop
People
it.
do that
Stop
too.
it. Stop it. So, ladies, what are we discussing today? Since you all had a wonderful
Mother's Day. Well, I guess today we are going to be discussing parenting and stepchildren.
I'm gonna drink something.
You know, it's all about sharing the love. Because sometimes you ask yourself, you know, you meet this person and you're involved with them as husband and wife in a marriage or dating boyfriend and girlfriend or common law wife and common law husband. And, you know, one party has a child and you yourself have children. You know, are you going to love and appreciate your other partner's child? Are you going to show them the same love that you show your own children or child? And for me, it's a touchy topic. And, you know, someone did ask us to talk about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think, you know, we're listening to you, Trinidad and Tobago. And again, just to reiterate, these are our own views, our personal views that we are going to share with you. Everybody else will have their different views. Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean, your views may be different. Sometimes you may agree with all of us or either one of us.
Agree to disagree.
But I think that I will love, let's say, for instance, I have a stepson. And I say that he's my son because I fell in love with his father. I married his father. And I always say, as long as you marry that person, you're married the person's child.
The family, yes.
Right, you're married the family. Right, and I do love that child as though he's my own. And I am not going to show any remorse or biasness towards that at all. And I think it's only fair because the child didn't ask to come into this type of marriage.
Yeah, no.
You know, I would say it's all about perspective. Because, okay, so I don't have experience where my husband had a child or anything like that. But what happened is that my husband, we brought his brother, which is a lot years younger than me. He was 14 when he came. So he was my child, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's all about perspective because how you see, what you think you might be doing may not be what they actually perceive it as. You might be given love and they might perceive it as something else. I believe that really the perspective matter according to where this child comes from and what other people are saying to that child. Or they might be watching and trying in the back of their mind to say that you're biased somehow.
Yeah.
But it's really about perspective and the best you could do. Because if you scold this child or don't decide to scold this child, you know, if you don't scold the child, then they would say, well, you're just letting them do what you want to do or something like that. But if you do scold the child, then now they're watching to see how you hit the child or how you don't hit the child. And it's all about, it's a hard thing to do, you know. It's not an easy something to do, you know.
It really is.
Looking back at it now.
For me, I don't have, I wasn't fortunate to have any stepkids. But I will say though, my kids have a stepfather. And I will tell you, he is the best substitute dad you could ever have. I mean, we have our differences, but he grew those kids like his own. He don't have any. And I was that lucky, I guess.
You know,
But the thing is, for him and my kids, they have a better relationship with him than their biological dad. He actually married my daughter. He walked her down the aisle. He is. I can't say anything coming to fatherhood. With him and my kids, I hear what now. I applaud
it's the best.
him because he is the best. And even though he's not their biological father, no matter what it is we do, in we always stay grounded, let me say, for the sake of them. And they are not babies, they are teenagers. But he always believed once we stay together in one mind, and we do not stay divided where the kids is concerned or the men and women is concerned, they know, well, here what, I cannot get away with this, because here what, he go call she go call he, and then we stand we ground where that is concerned. And I would not trade that for anything in this world.
You know, I do apologize that I just sit down here and realizing that because it came so natural to me. You know, my first son, my husband, I married him after I had my son, and I'm forgetting that this is a situation. This is exactly what we're talking about. Because the minute my son met my husband, he literally called him daddy, like off the bat. I didn't tell him to do it. He was only like 2.5. And from then on, it felt so natural. Every single thing that was done based on and I really do applaud my husband for that.
Yeah,
And it is so natural.
Because I don't
I
think,
forget.
sorry, yo. I don't think, honestly, I think if I stayed with my, actually my their biological father had any, and I'm sorry if he is offended really and truly, but he's not a good example for those children. I don't know where they would have been today. Honestly. I mean, with my guidance, they would have been okay, I guess. But I mean, for a single parent, a single mother or father to raise a child, it's really, really difficult. And I'm glad at the point in time when he did came into my life, they were small still. So he groomed them as his own. And sometimes we don't give kudos to where it's supposed to, if that is the correct word, right now. But I give him that. I give him that. So yes, I believe that it could be done. Yeah,
You can. I mean, there are some people, I'm being totally honest, and I'm sure the viewers out there can agree with me, where there are some children are struggling.
Yes, definitely.
They are struggling to accept the fact that my mother and father, they're separated. And I'm now into this new home where I am amongst strangers, be it one child, 2 children, or 3 children.
And they don't feel so
belonged. So they feel as though, listen, I am here living with my father. Let's just say, for instance, it's the mother, it's the woman. And I'm here living with my father and my father's wife and her children. And I'm now living here. And as a teenager, especially,
that is it.
As a teenager, especially, how am I welcome in this family?
Especially when their name, they have a different name to what the rest of the family is named. My son go through that now.
To be honest, I don't think that's not the only thing, being the strange one into the family. And then, if something happens within the family, they blame John. Let's say that's John. Let's say 3 against 1. So the husband met the mother with 3 children, and then his son came into the family. All right. Now, who are you going to blame when something is wrong within that house? Not the total stranger. And sometimes when you penalize that strangers, some people or some parents will just call all the children and ask, well, what really happened? If my 3 children say that John did it, then John did it, because 3 cannot be against 1. That's how some families may think.
Yeah, but I think parents need to know the difference and really need to know their children. You must know your children.
And that's what I'm saying, again, that's how it comes into the fact that, can you love your spouses or your partners son or daughter or children.
I believe
And
that
I
you
believe
can.
you can.
Yeah, you can't.
But
You
as I
can't.
You
said,
can. You can.
child has a lot to do with it, you know. And remember, we might think we know what these children are going through, but remember, they are split in two, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And I grew
yeah.
up with my mother and my father, and I have no understanding of having a parent outside and that's something I worry about my son also, as far as that is concerned, because, you know, I watch him and he has to deal with leaving on a weekend to go by his dad.
Yeah.
And I give his dad all the respect because he really is a good father to him. He puts himself out there and he makes sure that, you know, this child has everything that she needs. But then Gabriel has to come home. I've literally seen my child growing up when he was like about 8 years, coming home, and he would cry. Why? Because
he have to
his
leave.
father doesn't have any kids, right? So when he comes back home here, and I have a lot of kids. So he goes on that side and he has to live just him and two parents, and then he comes here and has to live with brothers and sisters nagging him, and then it's a whole change. I normally give him like a 2 hours to defrost himself and get back into this life. So he literally has two lives, and I sometimes wonder about him, but all we could do is do our best. And my husband always tried to connect with him, but you could see sometimes that the connection is hard sometimes because it's not that blood relationship is not there. But we really don't know what these children are going through. To be quite honest,
And
all we can do is just help.
I must say kudos as well to the stepmothers and the stepfathers who really try to show that type of love, especially when they don't have children of their on their own.
But is that a plus? What do you pick up?
No, but sometimes it's even hard for a stepmother or a stepfather, even for the child. I mean, for the three parties, it's even difficult because if you don't have a child and the husband brings a child into your little group or clique or whatever you want to call it. Now this child is there. How are you going to try and show love? Sometimes some of them show too much of love. They show too much of love, and when that child goes home now, they are thinking, oh, my mommy does not, or my daddy doesn't show me that type of love.
Yeah.
But that's temporary too, you know.
And that's the thing about it. It is temporarily. But no, I disagree. I agree to disagree. It's not really temporarily because you remember this child now has to grow up with this mother or this father as a stepmother or a stepfather.
So that love back home to the other person?
He has to go back home, yes. But then you remember they're growing together as a family.
Yeah,
so
but that's on a weekend.
Two separate. It can be on a weekend. It can be during vacation holidays for 2 months. And then you say, well, okay, for instance, I was watching a movie recently. The son, the mother was a single parent. The father was going to Paris with his new wife. And the son went for 2 months, giving that mother the time to catch herself, to date.
You're really watching Netflix.
I'm telling you, I'm watching Netflix, right? And I think it's in her own eyes or her own eyes or something like that. Between her eyes or something like that, right? So, but you have to show that love, and I don't think it's temporarily.
Okay, so just hold that thought. We have to go on a break. We'll be right back.
It's Valos! Fit is it. Kyle South sat down, discussed with Fit that there is a problem right now. Everyone wants to exercise. The country is on lockdown. We are going to give you an opportunity to exercise. An opportunity to exercise in the comfort of your home. Every morning, Fit will be viewed on Kyle for you to be able to exercise in the comfort of your house. Build your immune system, and that's what Fit is about. Fit is about allowing you to feel incredible today. So come together with Kyle South. Come together with Fit. Look forward for it. Coming soon. Fit is it. Kyle South. Follow!
The crowd to that energy, they're not getting enough. Get them structure. Come get them more stuff.
welcome back, TNT. So Yolanda is discussing. You could remember?
Yeah, of course I remember. You know, for instance, the movie I was talking about
Yes,
previously.
I saw that movie.
I think it was Between Her Eyes or In Her Eyes or
Yeah.
something like that. And the mother got that time to really do
Be
things
herself, yeah.
and be herself, right? That she never got that opportunity to do. And
The
regardless
stepmother had
of
to
what,
watch
that's it.
yeah.
The stepmother had to take care of her son for that entire 2 months during that summer
Time,
vacation,
yeah.
as they call it. And when the son came back home, he said to her, "Mommy, I missed you and I wish you were on the trip." So, regardless of what and how much love you show
Yeah.
another person's child, when they come home, it's a different type of love.
It's
But
will
the
be.
thing is, it have step parents is actually substitute to some of those parents that we have, especially
But,
now.
there are some parents
Honestly,
that don't accept.
and they have a better relationship
Yes.
with these children
Mhm.
than their own
Mhm.
parents. Trust me,
Yeah, but
it
there
happens.
I've seen situations where some people don't accept their stepchildren, and just not deal with them,
Is it a Cinderella story?
No, they actually are
Because your
situations
stepmother
like that.
did not
They
accept.
actually are situations like that. Both male and female, just did not click to the child or didn't accept the child for whatever reason they personally have. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not right, and they now have to live with that. I mean, we can't judge anybody. Everybody know their situation, but there are situations. Like that.
I will say for me, if you love the woman or the man, you have to love the child.
True.
And for both parents, male and female, if you're looking at getting involved in a relationship,
You gotta put that to the test too.
you have to put that to the test. That is a test by itself.
But sometimes you wouldn't know until after.
But then it has some of them that pursue so much.
And you don't know until
You
after.
know that you
But
don't know what the.
all you could do within that time is make sure you do your part and make sure the child is sheltered to a point.
That's true.
And
But
again,
is it enough?
It is perspective, because as I said earlier, my brother-in-law, he was so young, right? And he came here. But remember, he came with his, I wouldn't say issues, but his parents, he's not around his parents. Now he's
Yeah.
with his brother and me, which basically become like his
Wife, yeah.
parents now, right? Now he will have his own thoughts in the back of his mind. He will now be watching to see what you're doing for this child, or what you're doing for that child, or what you're doing for this child and not doing for them. But all of you trying your best to stay grounded and to stay focused with everybody at the same
Family,
time.
yeah.
How they see how you behave is another situation, really and truly. Because and with me, honestly, I would have tried. When he came to me, he was 14, and I find a 14-year-old is too big to get licked.
Yeah.
You can't punish him in
I'm
them kind
sorry,
of way.
my mother always
I find
said-
it's just too much, and I don't want to offend him in a certain way. But then now I'm looking back after how many years? I would say after about 8 years. Is it 8 years? Maybe about 6 years. Looking back now, maybe you should have
Scolded him.
do a little bit like that, because now it looked like you wasn't really trying to.
I don't know why.
I think it was
Why parents think that children, when they reach 14, 15, they can't
because
get
I
it.
didn't want to get licked when I was 14.
Man, you will get some.
No, I think I was too old.
My mother said to
Really?
me, at this age,
No.
I will climb the table and
I think I was
cut
too
your
old.
okay.
And maybe that was the situation, because when they do something wrong, you're just like, ugh, and you try to work around it, and you end, do that discipline.
No,
And then they feel, because you did not discipline now, they felt as though they wasn't actually
I think
welcome.
now, if my children will piss me off and I could put some lash on you, watch that.
And that's the difference
the
between my
Jason
child.
will come out.
Because I'm telling you, my son is 13 right now, and I will fight him.
Let me
Yeah,
tell you
that's
something.
that
I
is the
grew
Your
up-
goodness, I
greatest.
can't take. Maybe it's that what I didn't do. Maybe that's what I just didn't do.
I grew up the old-fashioned way, and a lot of people tend to say to me that I grew my child too old-fashioned. I need to modernize. I'm sorry, my daughter is still going to get, at 11 years, she's still going to get ribbons, clips, bubbles,
As if
every
she
single
wants
thing.
to.
Oh,
I am sorry, she's going to get it. Currently, her hair is in braids, but that's okay for now. But, she will still get it, and she still likes that.
Mhm.
She still likes that. But in terms of scolding the children, I will scold you.
yeah, yeah.
I
find-
will scold you.
I
Now,
think
her father doesn't agree with me
with
on
it.
that. He says to me, it's better that you
It's all-
punish. Things that she likes,
you take it away.
you take it away. Things
Well,
like
that's
that.
our next,
And I
next
think,
part of it as well.
instead of us scolding our spouses, child or children, let's go the punishment mode. Because there are some parents, some husbands or wives who will say, do not beat my child. And I'm talking about the stepchildren. Do not beat my child. Don't lash. Period. Do anything else, but don't lash. So I think the safest thing to do right now is punishment. You want, let's say for instance, you want to come here at my house for this weekend. I don't think you should come because you need to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
And this
yeah.
is how I handle things or deal things.
But girl, how you dealing with that now? I mean, these 21st century children, oh my God, how you supposed to deal
Well,
with
I
that?
realize they're beating their own parents now.
Well,
Who is that?
I realized that I saw a few videos where the children are beating and the stepchildren are beating the
I
grandmother,
looking
the
at
That is
face.
grandfather.
ridiculous. You're talking Caribbean. You know.
Yes,
No, yes, yes.
That is Caribbean.
Listen, I
Caribbean.
saw on. Listen,
So
I saw on Facebook.
Not even known as I
I
am.
think sometime last week, with a young little boy pull out a cutlass
For the
and
grandmother.
cussing here and I girl, my grandmother, I would have had to bury me. That was my grandmother. Watch now, you get so much Alex.
That is so true.
These
And
children now is like,
we have to show them that, listen, regardless of what, we are here for you. We may not be your biological parent, but we are here to show you the same type of love, the same type of respect
yeah.
that we give our other children. And in return, all we ask for is the same thing.
But then too, it's like I think Chrissy mentioned it, or you mentioned it
Perspective.
just now, where you have so much of children in one home, and then because this child is the stepchild, which is the outside child, so how much children you have, they do something wrong and they push everything to that child. And then you as the
According to the
step
ages that
now,
it come.
you come in. And I think that is some advantage you have because it's a stepchild and you have your children that they have more privilege than this child, may be male or female. I don't think that is
I think it's a
fair.
sort of thing like this, right? Now, the person who is a step parent, they might look at their child and say, you know what, I will discipline you to the highest that I could discipline because this is my child. But you see, the stepchild now, they won't discipline as much as they will discipline.
I don't agree with that,
because they feel it. They feel a certain way.
I not feeling no way. Sorry.
No.
If you come to me with your poopa and I am with this man, hear what? I'm responsible for you once you under my roof. And you cannot tell me, I don't care whether it's 20 or 22. I cannot discipline you. I'm sorry. Then hear what? All the love I love daddy, daddy could take up his bundle and make sure it's my house. And your bunks. Very, very fast. No argument.
I think it goes back to
I think
perspective.
I don't
if they
believe.
seeing it as love.
I agree with Christy because in the back of your mind you will think, how am I going to discipline him?
Yeah, you wouldn't do it as your own.
That's it. You won't do it as your own. And I have been, and I am in a situation like that because you don't know how to discipline the child. You don't, you will talk to them nicely, and for instance, and then again, there's a jealousy issue that starts happening with your child against the stepchild.
But as I said,
but as if you're looking at it as step on
everybody, this is the thing, everybody have a little Jason. And if you love daddy or mommy, you have to love baby. And this generation now, if you ain't put on your foot, yeah, what now? They will put on the foot so straight up where the sun can't shine. That you want to know what's going on with these children. You have to.
You have to understand. You have to understand your stepchildren. And in order for you to understand your stepchildren, you have to understand the relationship that their parents had.
Yeah, but Supposing they don't allow you to get close to them like that. It is a very tricky situation.
It's a work in progress. I think
It
it's
is
a
very
work.
tricky.
It
They
is
won't
a
allow
work
you
in
to
progress.
get close to them, and then they still
No,
because they have their own things dealing with, and we don't know about that.
And again, that's why I go back to say you have to understand what took place
And we
between
may not
biological
understand.
parents. But we have to try because in order to try and understand your
Try.
stepchild or
Huh.
stepchildren, you have to try and understand the relationship that both parents shared while the children was in a
Supposing they
relationship.
didn't even have a relationship with their parents.
That is it. You just make a
But
little
then you
thing
need to
and
build that relationship with the child.
We
Get to know
we
them.
try. Most we do
because
is try.
because
You
then
have to
too,
try to
according
know
to
them.
Chrissy, next thing they didn't have a relationship and
Yeah.
they just went out one twice. I mean the blood hot. You think and bam baby come. So it had no relationship there.
I still am sorry, regardless of what if there was no relationship there and it came out of love or some one night fling. Regardless of how the child
is there, but
regardless of how the child entered this world, they did not ask to be here and they did not ask to have a separate relationship from moving from parents to step parents. They didn't ask for anything as such. And in order, even if the child or children did not have that type of relationship with the parents, us as stepmothers and stepfathers, we have to learn to try and understand our child. That's the most we could do, is try.
Because life will teach you that everybody's perspective is different. And that what you may think that you were showing love, they may not accept it as love. But we try. That's all we can do. And what I realized is after we get older, the child will get older. And the child will see you as trying. So now we can't do nothing. But
I am going back to Yolanda.
Oh my God.
I'm just now. Oh my God, this topic was heated. So listen. So what about we now talk about the two parties having sex and have this child. But what about if it's a fling like outside of a marriage?
We didn't talk about that.
But that's a different topic.
Yeah, we have to finish. We have to continue this topic. So we have to close up. Ladies, did you guys both buy anything for me for Mother's Day?
Of course.
Of course we did. We can't. Yeah, we can't.
So I want to go buy things for me and leave it in the car.
Gone.
Did you buy anything for us?
I said I do that today, but all of us. But anyway, we have to say bye-bye. We have to say bye-bye. Guys, we love you. Please stay safe. Continue
to look at Lisa T with Lisa and Friends on Guile the Caribbean, Flow Digital Channel 107, Flow Analog Channel 7, B Mobile and Amplia Channels 106, and Airlink Channel 5.
And guys, we are so sorry. I know that this is supposed to be our closing off time with letting you guys know where you could tune in to listen to us. But sometimes the topic is so real and it's so heated. It's so much. But we just want to say stay safe, continue to practice all protocols, and we love you. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.